All right. Another stream, as we always do. Oh, wait, let me do the customary intro. Hi, I'm some jerk on the internet. And today we're going to watch yet another Kent Hovind stream because that's what we do around this dump, in the form of his last night stream regarding Abraham Part 2. Um, I would like to note that yesterday after the stream, I edited the Kent Hovind Wikipedia article to correct his middle name, the fact that it's just the letter E and not Edward, as people believed. Um, and I actually made an attempt to call him. It was around about 6:30, so he didn't answer. But I did try to call to actually tell him, and I was intending on doing that again today, but I just never quite felt like it. Work's been work. I'm tired. I'm always tired. Chronic fatigue sucks. Um, yeah. So that's the gist of that. In case y'all missed it, we also did look at or I posted the what am I trying to say? I posted as a community post the edit that was done by one of Hovind's cronies on the World's Largest Horseshoe Crab article, and it was literally a terribly written advertisement and not an actual proper Wikipedia edit, because I wouldn't expect them to know how to do any decent editing in Wikipedia. I actually don't know how to edit Wikipedia too well. I can edit text, I can, if it's there, but like the structuring, the syntax, I never bothered to learn it. So I just kind of hodgepodge stuff. But that's enough of that. That's enough of that. We're going to go to Dr. Dumbass. We're not going to watch The Lost Virtue because no one wants to watch Pastor Meister's decrepit ass blather on. And clearly from the views it shows. Biblical characters. Abraham, Part 2. Abraham 2, Judgment Day. All right, let's do this shit.
Alabama. It is January the 6th. Was it nice out there today or what, 75 degrees?
Every day with this, no one cares about the weather, Kent. I fucking hate small talk, and this is just a prime example of this crap. It's just completely wasted. Like, don't do this. Just get to your point.
All week, all you Yankees up north, come on down. It's free. We'll put you up in a house where you stay.
It is not free. Transportation costs money. It is not free to come visit Dinosaur Adventureland.
Stay for a couple days, then we'll put you to work. Okay, we're on a bunch of different channels. Tonight we'll be talking about Bible character Abraham again, part 2. We're on Rumble, Facebook. Let's see, Rumble, X.
We're on Rumble? Facebook? Let's see, Rumble? What the hell, Kent? Did you just stroke out in the middle of that?
App, Kent Hovind TV, Instagram, TikTok. Sign up for all of them. They'll take us off eventually for something. They can't handle the truth is the problem. Okay. I got to move that over.
There we go.
6th.
All right. It did the thing.
Disregard that.
Yeah, there we go. Abraham 2, Kid Killing Boogaloo. How appropriate.
It's supposed to be on the. Never mind. Okay. 10-year anniversary.
There's somebody watching the stream. You can hear Kent rambling in the background. Listen.
Disregard that. It's supposed to be on the. Never mind. Okay. 10-year anniversary coming up April 16th. Come help us finish.
April 16th. Well, actually, it would be April 16th.
The arc.
Sorry, for a moment I forgot. He's talking about that April 16th is coming. And yeah.
Please. And this Wednesday, couple.
Because his birthday's coming up, so my brain conflated the two. I'm tired, guys. I wasn't going to stream, but I decided, screw it. I took care of the utility bill and was like, hey, this was cheaper than I thought. My blind ass saw a 7 or 3 and thought it was a 7. So the number is far lower. Like $50 less. So, I was like, okay, I'm feeling better.
Mondays from now, we're going down to help Aaron Spencer in Arkansas, Lone Oak, Arkansas. Amazing. He killed the guy that was molesting his 14-year-old daughter, who had already been molested a bunch of other kids. And they put...
at some point I really need to look into this shit, but I just can't be arsed to. And I hate to say it, but if Kent Hovind is defending this guy, he's probably a piece of shit in his own right. And him having done something that would otherwise be a fucking badass power move that I totally would respect is kind of negated.
But gave him a 7-year sentence for killing.
Well, they can't give the child molester a sentence because he's fucking dead. You can't put a dead guy in prison.
The guy that molested his daughter. They should give him a medal. Anyway.
And I asked Kent, how would you feel if somebody took the same approach with Chris Jones? How would you feel then?
Sheriff in the one town, he said, look, please, if somebody breaks into your house, shoot him. It's a lot easier for us to get a funeral than have to lock him up for a long time. Okay. Anyway, unless it's an emergency, Joseph and I will be going up to Lone Oak, Arkansas to attend the trial and support Aaron. We'll broadcast live on channels listed on drdino.com. Join us for it. If anywhere near that part of Arkansas, come on up. We are, without apology, an independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist church. We believe the Bible is true from cover to cover. I even believe the cover on mine, even though it's falling off. Kent Hovind, it says, let's see. We believe God.
All I see looking up this guy, like in a quick tab, is him. Is him running for, like, I think I remember hearing about this, running for like the sheriff or something in an area. It's like, okay. I mean, I'm not getting actual news stuff. I mean, there's a bit of news, KTV. Okay. I mean, we'll look into this shit later. I don't care enough.
Made the world about 6,000 years ago. It is not billions of years old. And all the fossil.
I'm Kent Hovind, and I'm going to say the same shit every day. See, at least with me, you always get new stories. I always have something fresh to say. Sometimes it will be something I've said previously, but even then, I'll relay it in a different way. And that's, if I may take a moment, because I know everyone just loves my monologues. That's one of those things that absolutely fucking kills me, is when someone has nothing new to say and it's just the same conversations. I don't want to have the same fucking conversations over and over with somebody. I'd rather just not talk with them at all. Because if it's just the same conversation, then it is a complete waste of time and energy. And I'm not going to feign interest unless it happens to be a story that I actually like hearing. My friend who I used to work with who died, the older gentleman, Steve, he had a lot of the same stories, and I'd give him shit over telling the same story over and over, but he actually would sometimes relay them differently, and there were a few that I really, really liked, and so I enjoyed hearing them. But for the most part, people don't have anything interesting to say, and they repeat the same shit, and Hovind is no different.
Layers formed in 1 year from Noah's flood. They're not different ages. How can they be? How can the top layer be younger than the bottom layer? Stop and think, guys. The people.
This is the third day in a row I've said this, even though it's been explained to me. I'm having an aneurysm just thinking about it all. Oh, it all depends on what the concept you're actually defining or trying to age is. And that we're defining the time period of layers existing as cemented/concrete constructs rather than formative periods. We're not measuring the age of the particulate matter in the same way you don't judge your sun as being billions and billions of years old, because the atoms that make the stupid bastard up are millions of billions of years old. You only age it based on when he was born, when he popped out of your stupid ex-wife's cunt.
Up that geologic column did not know what they were talking about. How can the layers be different ages? They don't answer that, Joseph.
No, Joe, I'm just super early for tomorrow.
Never. Well, that's how you that this age was laid down.
Oh, so if I shuffle a deck of cards, the top card's younger. Yeah, brilliant logic.
If you're defining the age of the card by when it was, laid down, this happens. This terminology could be used in collectible card games, for example. Back in the early 90s, when it was still new, I played Magic the Gathering, and later, ironically, after the first surge, when there was a guy I went to high school with who was super into it, like after the fact, I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you could in fact, I can't say for sure if any cards actually referred to, quote, oldest card, but I think there might have been somewhere functionally, whatever card had been on the field the longest, there was some effect applied. Alternately, regardless, in linguistics, one could refer to something that was summoned, very early in the game versus later that's still in the field as older than the other one, as it's been in play longer, even though all the cards are the same age. It's like this is just basic language. And if you really think about it, that's something a lot of creationists do is play these kinds of tacit word games, which are trivial to tear apart, such as how old is Kent? How old is his son? How old is anything? You have all kinds of criteria by which you measure the age of any old thing. When it comes to the geologic layers, because you don't like those, you come up with this nonsense that doesn't apply to anything else.
Anyway, we think evolution theory is the dumbest religion in the world. Okay, no scientific evidence to support it. Prove me wrong. Come on in. Okay, let's see. When they saw the boldness,
Oh, I've seen him. He said I believe the cover thing relatively often recently.
of Peter and John, they perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, and they marveled and took knowledge they had been with Jesus. We hope our ministry here will encourage others to go start a ministry like this. Start a dinosaur adventureland in your state. You probably have
Book of Chris, 867, section 309, 6309, excuse me. And it came to pass that Yamama's a hoe.
40 or 50 museums and science centers in your state already that teach evolution. And the kids from public schools go there and say, oh, wow, and see dinosaurs. Well, do it for Christianity. Do it for the Lord in your state. Come visit us for holidays.
Yes, start up a science place for Lord Yamato. Here comes the Wikipedia whining. Now, keep in mind, this stream had occurred just after I had called and left a voicemail for Hovind last night. I tuned in for a bit here, and I don't believe he's going to mention anything at all. I kind of wonder if he will tonight, but I don't care enough to actively watch. Like I'm going to be real. I would love to just get acknowledgement and some kind of thank you from the bastard for having fixed something that is technically wrong, is not against my own morals to fix, because it isn't trying to cover up any of his failings. As the piece of shit human he is, for the most part, it is literally correcting the man's name. That's it. He wanted it. I did it. It's it's not being reverted. So we seem to be good. Can you give me like thanks, Chris, on that one, Kent? That's all I want. In not every single aspect, we're going to be enemies. There's a few things you and I can't agree on, and as stupid as it is, your name being correct on Wikipedia is most definitely something I can get behind, as I can Krabby being updated to stress that it is in Lenox, Alabama, and located at Kent Hovind's Dinosaur Adventureland. It doesn't need to be formatted as an advertisement, though, as it was, because whoever did that edit, it was truly awful.
The world's largest horseshoe crab has a new home. Hey, could somebody check right now, like Wikipedia, do they still say it's in Ohio? When Rob tried to correct that, they took away.
And quite honestly, and I should, but if anyone out there bothers, Pluto Pilot, you watch this now or after the fact. I don't know if you're here currently or not. But Joe Cool, I think you're here. If you call in Thursday or Friday and you feel like it, bring up that our friend Justin in the chat here had found the particular edit, and I shared it in a community post, and it shows that the edit was of poor quality. It was written as an advertisement and was in no way, shape, or form an encyclopedic entry like Wikipedia is intended around. So the problem has nothing to do with them and has everything to do with the way it was formatted. It could have been any place, anything, and it would have been rejected for the same reasons.
Channel for a month or something. Morons. It's in Lenox, Alabama here, by the way. We're looking for a fire truck. We found one up the road about 6 miles. I
mean, hell, if I'm feeling the urge, I might call the fucker tomorrow if I'm not super tired at lunch, because I was tired as fuck today.
We'd like to for activities during the summer, to spray.
Yeah, spray the skin off of the kids, because the pressure coming out of that fucker would be tremendous. Plus, you're going to need a municipal water supply to hook it up to, Kent. Those things don't just carry water. That's not how fire trucks work.
Kids as they go down the water slide, stuff like that. They wanted $4,200 for this one. So We'll see. Okay, help us finish the arc by our anniversary. We got lots to do in there. We're looking for stuffed animals.
You know, instead of giving tours and instead of doing these stupid streams, maybe you should focus on that if it's so important.
Should Bobby start a list of what we have, and then
Also, I'm kind of pissed somebody donated giraffes, because if I was going to donate anything, that would have been it. I could do seals. That's very on brand for me. I love giraffes. I love seals. Dragonflies. That's you pick a random 3. Those are ones that are most like me.
people can say, hey, do you have aardvarks or armadillos or I don't know, maybe Bobby, put all that in Bobby or Joy. Between the two of you, make a list of what we have so people can call in, hey, do you have, kangaroos? I don't think we have 2 kangaroos. We'll put a pink and blue ribbon on them or spray paint them pink or blue or something.
And I'm not joking. I actually would love to donate something to the Noah's Ark if they promise that the little plaque will be made, or a little sign, these donated by Chris Yamato of Zadara Entertainment. That'd be awesome.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. These things were written for our learning and for our examples. These things happen for our...
I could and should, honestly. I could and should. I'm not going to be that much of a dick, though. Plus, I have, for a guy who really likes phones and is very comfortable streaming, I have anxiety problems with certain types of interactions, and phone calls, as I've mentioned before, are a big part of that, or are encompassed in that. So it actually is a bit of a problem for me to make a phone call. I have to be in the right mood, and trust me, this affects everything in my life. If I can do something without talking to somebody, I will, which is kind of amazing given what I'm doing right now. I don't know. This is theater.
Our end samples. It's good to study the Bible characters. You can learn from their mistakes, and you don't have to make them yourself. Probably live a lot longer if you don't have to make all the mistakes yourself.
Ooh, we got a nice one from Rochester here. The cheap prick obviously had the crab painted with surplus store OD green instead of brown just because he's a worthless jerk-off. Nice.
Come join us. Support our ministry, drdino.com.
And actually, I use Google Voice to call him, because even restricting my number, I am not going to give the man my actual phone number. He's going to get the Google Voice number, which, fun fact, is a California area code that then is 667-6502. If you look at the letters, MOS 6502 was the only set of 667-6502 I could find in the country. And it happens to be in Central California. My Google Voice number. And I have kept that number for years. I'm like, I am claiming this number just like I do my local one, which I've had for 13 years now. Because I changed providers. Yeah. I want to get my old childhood phone number, which is actually my number on FreakNet, the phone network stuff I handle. But, well, I've paid back AT&T. I don't owe them money anymore. So in theory, I could try to get some service set up to where I could get that number, request that number through as a specialty order, and then port it. I have to get with a friend in Florida who works with the phone company down there. And I don't know what he's up to. Of course, that's all superfluous spending right now. But let's continue with the Hovind.
They're open for... coming up on 10 years here pretty soon. Okay, slide number 549, enter. Abram, who later became Abraham.
Yes. Laura feels me. I work in a call center, but I would rather die than make a phone call for not work. Yeah.
Went up out of Egypt. He and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him.
Like at my old job in the game repair business, I used to hate having to call customers. Not because of the actual phone call in of itself, though, surprisingly. I could do that. But it was a simple principle of these people should be expecting a call from this number, and they act confused as hell. It just amazed me. They're like, huh, what? It's like, your PlayStation is ready. Okay. And it's just like, dude, what? I got stories.
Into the south. God told Abraham to go from Haran down to the promised land, and he did, and he kept on going. Sometimes you go right past God's will.
He gave 110%.
Went down to Egypt, picked up a servant girl named Hagar. You'll see about that in a minute.
Hagar the Horrible? Going down to Egypt, you're going to pick up a slave girl.
Help his wife clean the house or something. Abraham was very rich in cattle, silver.
Yeah, that's why he was picking her up. You think it was that kind of slave, Kent? Aren't you just... Bless your heart, Kent. Bless your heart.
And gold. And he went on his journeys from the south to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning. He's back where he should have stayed.
Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from? Abraham, Joe.
But if you ever took a vacation away from God for a while, it ended up costing you a bunch. Yeah, okay.
I think a lot of us here have gained so much more. Every day I continue this, I grow more and more happy that I, at my best, barely believed any of this stuff. And even early on, really questioned a lot of what was contained in this fairy tale bullshit. Only problem I have is the fact that so many people who are otherwise relatively smart wholeheartedly believe this shit. And I have to deal with them. Every day. All day. Because I live in the South.
Unto the place of the altar, which he had made there at the first. There Abraham called on the name of the Lord. So what do you know about Abraham? He finally got tired of life in Egypt, and he went up to the land God had promised him.
Okay, I can fill out all your forms for you if you can make all my calls. There, we solved the problem. Everybody wins. Yes, I'm filling out this form on behalf of our Mithra friend, and they are making this phone call on behalf of the Yamato because he doesn't feel like having a panic attack.
There he called upon the Lord again. Look, if you've been messing up with your life, you're away.
Hey, Justin, there we go. There's the guy who found the edit while we were streaming yesterday on the Dinosaur Adventureland thing. Like I said, it's in my community post, so go check it out if you haven't already.
From God, he'll take you back. Just come on back, okay? His wife Sarah followed his leadership all the way. Even when he made dumb decisions, yes, sir, you're the boss, Father Abraham, okay? Hey, Daz, you remember when you used...
Meanwhile, I've got a proper Western Electric 5302 model phone just chilling here. You know, it's not been on my desk for a while, so you don't get the regular... That was a staple of my videos early on. I'll put it back on there for this. Is it good? Okay, yeah, still have dial tone, so nothing caused the ATA to act up. It sounds like you're calling back in 1950s when you dial, and I don't mean because of the quality. The quality's fine. The call quality's good. Phone tech's great. Analog stuff fucking works. No, it's a matter of all the effort that me and the other people in FreakNet did to simulate the old phone call sounds, the actual equipment, like specifically, with some flourishes for fun. People are really proud of what I really enjoy what I came up with, and I am proud of it, but I just have not had the drive to work on it recently. Which reminds me, I need to email someone on a related note. Anyway, more Hovind. Although I know you'd love to hear me talk about phones for an hour.
to spend time reading your Bible and seeking God's will. What happened? Did you get distracted by things on the internet or by sports or by cell phone or something? I don't know. Remember when you used to read your Bible?
I mean, you know, I do enjoy looking at boobs on the internet. It's not really distracting. I just block out some time for it. Then I go back to other stuff. And if I feel like doing something more, I do. And if I don't, I don't. That's really all there is to it. If I want to game, I game. If I want to sleep, I sleep. If I want to go to work, I go to work. If I don't want to go to work, I go to work. You know, it's just the nature of things.
To your children? What happened? Get distracted? Cell phone? Making money? Working out? Whatever? And the land was not able to bear.
Chris, asks, how long until Kent turns Bible study into a self-pity party? Place your bets now. I give it, this is 27:47 is how long this video is. And so by about the 17-minute mark here, it looks like, I believe y'all can see that, it goes into Q&A. So we've really got only 10 minutes of Bible study. I estimate by the 12-minute mark, it will have gone into pity party. Place your bets now. I continue playing the video.
Them, chapter 13 talks about Abraham and Lot, his nephew. They had too many sheep. You can't put too many sheep on a pasture. They eat the grass and it can't recover fast enough. They said, look, we got to split up. There was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and Lot's cattle. They use the word cattle.
Tigre Mango. Magno, excuse me. Tigre Magno, because I have to say it. It says, Yamato, I hope I'm not late today. I know that I didn't miss much, but here we are mocking the old senile dementia guy. And it's like, no. We mock Trump on Tuesdays. This is Wednesday. This is Hovind. So not yet.
Oftentimes to mean sheep in the Old Testament. Okay, and the Canaanite and the Perizzite were then dwelled in the land. And Abraham said to Lot, "Let there be no strife, I pray thee, between us and between."
Perizzite. That just sounds so fucking made up. Like, I'm sorry. That sounds like some shit some kid would come up with. Like, that sounds like some shitty Sailor Moon fan fiction from 1994. Written by a 10-year-old on his dad's Windows 3 machine. Not 3.1. Not Windows for work groups. No, just Windows 3. Daddy didn't buy the upgrade. Doing that shit in WordPad.
Me and thee, we're brothers. Well, nephew and uncle and nephew. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left, then I will go to the right. If thou wilt take the right, then I'll go to the left. Whatever you want. Lot.
Oh, wow. You're just going to be contrarian. Okay.
Just get out of here. No. Let's just split up. We got too many sheep. Okay. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, and it was well watered everywhere.
Yeah, of course you could behold the whole plain of Jordan because the Bible believes in a flat earth. Got him.
The Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest to Zoar. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves, one from the other. What did Lot choose?
Well, he failed the Pepsi challenge, so apparently he chose Coke.
Sodom and Gomorrah. Some of you parents have chosen to go to the wrong place to raise your kids, and you know it. What do we know? Well, he was gracious uncle, and he let Lot choose what he wanted. Lot chose Sodom and Gomorrah, and it ruined his entire family. Did you choose a new car or house or over Christian school? We can't afford Christian school or homeschool for the kids because, we got the car payment, got the fancy house payment. A lot of parents sacrifice their kids for their own pleasures.
Phrasing there, Hovind. Holy shit. Oh, man. Okay, so hear me out. You take that. A lot of people sacrifice their kids for their own pleasures. Then you cut to Indiana Jones. Kalima! But it's Hovind's face ripping the heart out of Eric. Oh, man, I wish I wasn't so lazy and, had better video editing skills. I can do basic editing. I have fun doing that, but complex shit like that, I ain't got the skill set for. It's Windows Movie Maker or bust over here. Nah, but seriously, that would be funny as hell, though.
Stop and think about it. Abraham dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain and pitched his tent towards Sodom. But the men of Sodom.
Okay, Tigray. Hovind worked automobile manufacturer was truck. Was it Chevy? It was some sort of auto manufacturer job. I know that much. He's had like a couple of other basic jobs, and then as soon as he got into the whole ministry thing, that's it. That's just been his entire job, which, as you all probably know, is not a real job to me. It's a scam. The church is a scam and should be treated as such.
Were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes and look from the place where thou art, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land that thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. God's making a promise here. He keeps his promise. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then thy seed shall be numbered. Could you count how many specks of dust there are in the world? Later he said,
Yes, there's more than 7.
he shows him the stars, says the same thing. Can you count the number of stars?
Yes, there's over 9,000.
That's how many. Your kids are going to be uncountable. Arise, walk through the land and the length of it and the breadth of it, for I will give it to thee. It's all yours. Chapter 14, Abraham had to go rescue Lot, is taken captive. You can just read that chapter on your own. It doesn't have to do with Abraham much. So, chapter 19, Lot ended up Sodom and Gomorrah. God rained fire and brimstone on the cities after he called them out. Lot's 2 daughters, his wife died, turned around, became a pillar of salt. And the 2 daughters thought, oh, everybody, the whole world's dead. We got to have babies with our own father.
Dude, he's bringing this up again. This is part 2 of this. You already brought this up in part 1. You don't need to go over it again. But you're doing this because you're a sick fucking pervert who gets off on this shit. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?
They got their own father drunk. And they had 2 children. Lot's daughters each had a son from their own father, Moab and Ammon. Moab.
You're not supposed to look directly at the nussy.
The firstborn bare a son and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. Moab mentioned 168 times in the Bible. Moabites measured 3 times. Moabites singular and Moabites plural measured 19 times. These became a very wicked people. All through the Bible, they're causing trouble for the Jews. They were problems, okay? Fighting and fighting and fighting. Pardon me, I got phlegm on the uvula, okay? But listen carefully.
Pardon me, I've got phlegm on the uvula. Kent, what the fuck, bro? Just... Whoa, bruh. That's super autistic to say. And I should know. I'm Captain Autism over here.
A Moabite woman said, I'd like to serve God. Her name was Ruth. Read the book of Ruth. She was a Moabitish damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab. Stop using your heritage, your ancestry, or upbringing as an excuse to sin. Some people say, I just can't help it. I'm Italian. You know, we all drink alcohol. Shut up. Knock it off. There's no excuse.
It's not a sin. Well, there is no such thing as sin, but I don't think drinking alcohol is a sin. Period.
Quit using your heritage. Ruth said, I'm a Moabite, but I want to serve God anyway. You just forget it. What's your parents?
Also, yes, I'm still OCD sharpening knives while I stream, and I think I just accidentally got my EDC too damn sharp. I'm fine, but it's so damn sharp it doesn't even feel sharp. Yet it's cutting through things like you wouldn't believe. This is kind of scary.
And grandparents and great-grandparents did serve God, okay? You can serve God if you want. Ammon is the other one. Ammon mentioned in the Bible 91 times. Ammonite mentioned 23 times, or 9 times. And Ammonites, plural, mentioned 23 times. What do we know about Abraham? He messed up when he brought Lot with him. He never should have brought him out of wherever they were to Haran. This resulted in the Moabites and Ammonites. They wouldn't even been around. And they've been causing trouble for the Jews for 4,000 years now. God made a covenant with Abram, in Genesis 15. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision. Now, I'm a pretty strong believer that I don't think God does this much anymore.
Hovind is seriously into animal dicks and incest. So I presume incestuous animals are totally up his alley.
I don't see how it can't be adding to the word of God. Now that the Bible is finished, I don't think God's going to give you a special revelation like Joseph Smith or one of these guys, okay? He said, Abraham said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless? And the steward of my house is this Eliezer of Damascus. And Abram said, Behold, to me thou hast given no seed. Lo, one born in my house is my heir. Lord, I don't have any children. You show me this land and tell me my kids will be like the stars or like the dirt. Right. I don't have any. Behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir. Your steward is not going to be the heir. But he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven and tell the.
This is getting weird. We're talking about bowels and broads. I mean, dude, if you want to watch Two Girls, One Cup, go do it on your own time, man. All right?
Stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. And he believed God, and it was counted to him for righteousness.
By the way, Kent, when Trump falls out of favor and MAGA is regarded as a terrorist group, and you need a new political grift to lean to, might I suggest the Lemon Party? You should also look up the Blue Waffle. For the love of all that is holy, audience, do not look up anything that I have just said. Okay? Okay.
Sometimes you got to just say, Lord,
I know everyone should know, but I just want to clarify. We got some people who might have missed out on any of that insanity of the internet back in the day.
See any way out of this mess, but I believe you. I trust you, Lord. I believe you. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that
Be safe driving, Joe.
brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. Then we go on in chapter 15. You can read all this stuff that not necessarily.
I put it in my slides, and I highlighted it, but I'm not going to read any of it to you. You can read it yourself. By the way, I'm going to ask now, when we get to Q&A, this is going to be a short one. Do y'all want to do Q&A, or do you just want to end the stream there? Because I'm fine either way.
About tonight's message, okay? They took the animals and had the sacrifice and all that kind of stuff. All right. And he said, Your children are going to be in a strange land. Talking about Egypt. They're going to go back down to Egypt.
Nimrod says, so the Trumpstapo have actually killed now. Why couldn't they use their bullets on cunt? You want to fill me in on the details? Remember, I live kind of under a rock. I've kind of got a Patrick Star thing going on here, so I miss a lot of stuff. And there's so much stuff to be outraged about every single day in this goddamned country that it all blurs together. Like, I know apparently he's talking about taking Greenland, which, like, okay, we're going to get in a war with fucking Denmark. What the fuck? Yeah, what about Trumpstapo having done something? I mean, I just need to know for archival purposes. Let's see what the flying monkey can say tonight for shits and giggles. All right, that's one vote to see the comments.
And in the fourth generation, they shall come out. There's an argument about how long they were there. Was it 400, 430 years, 215 years? I covered that, a few months ago, Joseph?
Yeah, not long at all. You and
Pastor Murphy and I, we went through that with the timeline. There's no contradiction in the Bible over that. Just read it carefully, okay?
The Bible is nothing but contradictions. You know what? I should ask Kent. I should go all Charlie Kirk on Kent and ask him, Kent, what is a man? And watch as he fumbles, and it's like, no, you idiot. Say the answer with me, everyone. A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
So we get to chapter 16. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children. Abram is getting to be almost 90 years old. And they have no children. And she made an Egyptian whose name was Hagar. Guess where they got her from? Egypt.
Okay, and the info is a protester in Minneapolis was shot dead by an ICE agent. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, time for domestic terrorism charges to be brought up on them.
He never should have gone down to Egypt, but he did. Ended up bringing back some baggage. Hagar. And Sarah said to Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I can't have children.
Wow, he just referred to a woman as baggage. What a fucking prick, Kent.
I pray thee, go in to my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah.
God damn it, Laura. I told y'all not to look it up. I told you not to look it up. If I ever get that tone in my voice and I ever say, like, do not look that up, do not look it up. Y'all have to trust me on this. Please. Just damn it. people. When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
He listened to his wife. Boy, it seems to me like Adam did that too, didn't he? Look at the mess we're in now. And
You know, a mess that wouldn't be happening if people didn't placate your fairy tales.
Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. Can you imagine the wedding ceremony? His Sarah walking Hagar down the aisle. Here, husband, you can have this one too. That had to be tough on somebody somewhere. Okay. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarah said to
Yeah, this is all perfectly normal shit. Just got 90-year-old man fucking some broad he pulled out of another country. Wow, it's Donald Trump. God, I hate everything about the current world.
Abram, my wrong be upon thee.
I mean, I think the only cool thing is that the internet's pretty damn fast now. Although I miss T1 lines. I miss when the internet was efficient because it had to be. Now everything is more bloated than the average American. It fucking sucks.
I've given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. As soon as this servant girl got pregnant, she's talking to her mistress, her boss, Sarah. Ha ha, I got a baby coming and you don't. Or, you know, women argue about dumb stuff. Okay. And Abram said unto Sarah, behold,
Yes, unlike us quality men arguing over whether the whether the rapture comes before or after the tribulation, post-trib or pre-trib. Yes, this is the real debate of philosophies. Oh, I must retain my my pantaloons and my carving companion from my son. The offspring hath stolen it from me, and I must complain about it a decade later. While Chito Mussolini must give me a pardon, I have sent an open letter to him, via no methods whatsoever of my own, except recording the shit, and expect my cult of followers, my cadre of crumbums, to send it to him, while he's too busy building a ballroom and, you know, declaring war on nations that have nothing going on. Because we want that oil money, and he just wants to watch everything fucking burn. Oh, I can't even keep up the fucking joke. Shit's gonna get better. It just sucks how bad it's gonna get before it does get better.
thy handmaid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. Do whatever you want with this girl. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. She ran away. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar,
A fountain of water?
Sarah's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? Where are you going? She said, I flee from the face of my mistress, Sarah. And the angel of the Lord said to her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. This led to the start of a conflict. See, Hagar had a baby who became the father of most of the Arabs. Arab people have a unique and special calling. Many people believe the Arab people are the descendants of Ishmael.
Yeah, I really trust Israel team with anything. Also, that is so totally WordPress. I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, oh my god, that's like a standard as hell WordPress setup for this kind of thing. Because I use WordPress on Zadara, and I cannot find good themes anymore. They all fucking suck. No one makes a theme just for fucking blogs anymore, man. Fucking hate the internet. I would code my own, but I'm stupid.
Would be Hagar's son. The Arab-Israeli conflict.
And I would use ChatGPT to help me, but it would probably be full of more security holes than goddamn Titan Point.
Conflict has involved a series of major wars between Israel forces and various Arab nations and political groups since the establishment of the State of Israel. Started way before that. The primary
No, the Middle East was kind of an alright area for a good long while, and there was a big point where they were way ahead of us in science and technology. Then things kind of went to shit, but that's its own thing. I forget whether it explicitly has to do with the dominance of Islam or not, but it may have been a shift in the way Islam was from its origins. I'm not super familiar on details. Um, but up until colonialism kind of fucked things up, it was all right. And then they kind of tolerated stuff, and then it kind of went to become a shithole, especially following World War II, as colonies kind of got independence that they should have never had to fight for to begin with, but not after a random particular section of land for no reason other than it being, described in some fucking fairy tales, was carved out for a group that had happened to have been incredibly marginalized and were not well accepted in Europe after the fact because anti Semitism existed well before the Nazis and continued to exist after the Nazis, even to this day. They didn't create it, they just weaponized it. Perfectly weaponized it, turned it into industrial slaughter. That's its own story. Um, that kind of destabilized anything that was going on there. And, for some reason, a lot of the history of Israel seems to just be pissing off everyone around them. And for the longest time, I thought, everyone was just sort of picking on the new guy, so to speak. Not literally, but as a metaphorical thing where it's like, oh, Israel do nothing bad. And it's like, no, no. As I look at the history, Israel kind of provokes shit. And just by kind of existing as a nation that was just kind of forced to be, you kind of had a bit of a problem going on there. And it's only gotten worse. And now you've got a government hiding behind Jewish identity to excuse war crimes that have actually been going on since 47, 48, and even before then, but especially since then by Israel itself, since that's when it came to be. I'll let us stress once again that I love the Jewish diaspora. And I think Mossad's capture of investigations that moves against Nazis, even to this very day, still going after the few survivors, as petty, revengeful as it is impressive. But shit like getting Eichmann back in 1960, fuck yeah, get that son of a bitch. But the Palestinians have nothing to do with that. And it was their land first, and everyone was fine until Israel got plopped down. So, it's sad that it's taken the recent conflict of the past couple of years for me to finally be able to truly see stuff when I worked with a guy at Toys R Us who was from Palestine and was explaining this stuff to me. And not that I didn't believe him, but it didn't catch with me just what he was truly saying. When you see scars on him and you just think, it couldn't have been that bad. It could have been exactly the story he told. You don't think he's like necessarily exaggerating, but you think, no, it is hyped up for effect. And then it's like, no, wait. In retrospect, it's like, no, they probably actually did exactly the shit he said, or possibly worse. I've tried to get in touch with him. I don't know if he, I haven't had success because I want to be like, hey, dude, I'm sorry I didn't take this shit as seriously as I should have. Sorry, I'm just fucking rambling. I know dude's doing okay. I mean, he lives here in Memphis, so it's not an issue. I think he's like doing investment now, so he's all right. Yeah, I just would love to catch up with him, honestly. But oh yeah, can't being anti-Semitic in the context of against the Arabs, which are also Semitic people. Um, it's very funny for him to do this. Also, Kent, you're a bigoted asshole, racist piece of shit, and fuck you, man. Still want to call you and talk about, the fact that I fixed your Wikipedia article. I still want to be thanked for that. But, drop dead and all that shit.
conflicts include the 5 different wars they mentioned here. The angel of the Lord said to her, I will multiply.
Oh, and I do apologize for not catching up on Nismo. How you doing, buddies? 10 Australian dollar dues super chat. Happy New Year, my friend. Keep up the whacking for 2026. Oh, there's plenty of whacking going on here. Don't look at the webcam footage. Don't look at the webcam footage. Thank you so much, my friend.
Multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel
I'm certain there's a non-zero chance because Aaron Ra mentions getting his start in atheist activism on Usenet and mentioning creationists, and I'm sure there's a non-zero chance that Hovind was discussed. Of course, he wasn't the lolcow he is now back then. He was just another creationist. But, ugh.
of the Lord said to her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son. By the way, did you know it's a child before it's born? Mm-hmm. Read it.
What does child mean, Kent? What legal status is that? What is it legally defined as? That's what matters. This is more of your evangelistic Christian bullshit, Christo-fascist bullshit word games. All right.
Read that carefully.
Read that carefully. Hey, have you read the First Amendment carefully?
Shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man.
Okay, so see, Nimrod, you bring when I mentioned ChatGPT and WordPress coding earlier, fart's more useful than ChatGPT. Well, I have incredible concerns on resource usage for heavy generation, like fucking video generation, just sickens me. Images to a lesser extent, I limit those to only where need be. Tech stuff, the energy usage is truly minimal, so it's not so bad. Watching this YouTube video is using more power than an equivalent conversation with like ChatGPT systems. I do use it as a tool, as a hybrid of sort of search engine slash logic processor from calculator on up to actual abstract concepts. Heavily rely on the calculator aspect because I'm not calculating out, energy densities of various masses of, nuclear fuels and stuff. I cannot do that math easily. Code wise, it is definitely more miss than hit. But if you have a bit of a start on stuff, if you know what you want to do and can give it the right instructions, it can generate some all right stuff. But I wouldn't trust it for anything in production beyond like raw HTML, some CSS updates, styling, stuff that is basically minimal risk. Anything going into production beyond like the most basic of code, like we're talking, maybe some basic Python to write like a basic telnet messaging system, that's as far as shit goes. I wouldn't trust it for anything real, like vibe coding whole apps and stuff. Hell no. No. It's just a tool. To me, it's kind of the equivalent, because I ask like a fuck ton of Unix and Linux related questions through it, using the fact that it would have answers archived and understand syntax of like, program manuals, man pages and the like, to be able to give me a clue on how the hell to set up something like work finer details in Prosody, versus, actually try to write code, helping me with configs, stuff that I can already work with, or, compiling something together for me, like here's what I want to do. Here's my current config, update it. And it spits out something that works, because that's kind of logic it's good for. Otherwise, I don't trust that shit. So I just want to stress my quote AI LLM. It's not AI. Is in this particular usage is very, very just like, it's a tool, and it saves me having to ask on Reddit, wait for answers, most of which are going to be RTFM and people saying that I'm stupid for wanting to do something. That kind of shit. Take the human element out of it.
And every man's hand against
because fuck people.
Him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. What kind of describes a lot of the Arab people, doesn't it? Looking for a fight over anything. Okay.
No, they're not, you racist piece of shit. The quote-unquote Arab population is an incredibly diverse portion of Homo sapien. Usually being Muslim is as predominant by the fact that's the dominant religion in the area where that ethnic sphere exists, in the same way any given white person is probably some variation of Christian in the broadest sense, or some other Abrahamic faith, more so than not, in the Western world, because the West was dominated by Rome, and that planted the seeds and stabilized Christianity in some form to be the dominance. And it's just, distorted as it spread out. It's kind of evolved, especially after the Protestant Reformations and the like. Stuff that kind of fucked up Ireland. Not to say Ireland's fucked up, but I'm a little pissed at religion for causing problems in Ireland. Religion tied to politics, too. That's a fine example of where religion and politics do not need to be intertwined at all, by the nature of how, whether you are Protestant or Catholic, tended to tie into whether you are for British rule or home rule. And then came the segregation. It's crazy, and I see the peace walls. I've looked up like the peace walls because I'm big into the Berlin Wall, so I looked up the peace walls in Ireland, and I've dropped pins in Google Street View to kind of get a sense of scope for it, and it boggles the mind. But we're not here to talk about Ireland as much as I'd love to be there right now. We're here to talk about Hovind and how he's a racist piece of shit. Arab people are just like anyone else on the planet at large. They just want to live their lives comfortably. That's it. There are isolated groups that may or may not be more violent than others, but that's because those groups are a group of eccentric individuals, which are notable because they don't fit the norm, as you have in every single ethnic branch of Homo sapien. This just happens. It's just people being people. You're a racist, good sir. Go die in a fire. I'll provide the gasoline, bitch.
And she called the name of the Lord that.
To be clear, that is hyperbole, since someone at YouTube may find that a little too much. It's metaphor. It's just like telling somebody to drop dead. It's the same thing.
Spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Here I also have looked after him that seeth me. What do we know about Abraham? Well, he messed up with Lot, bringing him with him. He messed up badly when he listened to his wife and married Hagar. This is still costing the world today. October 6, 2023, the Arabs went in there, the Hamas went in there.
Oh my fucking God. Fuck you, Kent. Yeah, that was a shit show. Hamas fucking sucks for that. You know who did that? Hamas, a known terrorist group. You know who didn't do that? Everyone else in motherfucking Palestine. Every single man, woman, and child just trying to live their lives. Their cities are fucking gone. What little Israel allowed them to have no longer exists. They are going scorched earth for no fucking reason other than an outright genocide. You're a fucking monster, Kent.
Killed, 1,200 people? For just murdered them, babies.
1,200 people, the over-exaggerated number. I'm actually not sure on the exact details of the number, so forgive me if my crocodile tear joke was insensitive. But as I said, it was a shit show, and no one condones that incident at all. And believe me, I was like, fuck them all when it first happened. But when I learned, wait, they're blowing up hospitals, they're attacking everything. What? No. And then I learned, no, it's definitely happening. It's like, what the fuck? I thought troop occupations were happening. Then when I learned, no, they're just launching shit and destroying whatever they hit, especially hospitals. What the fuck? That's not war. That's terrorism. That's genocide. Also, last we checked, it's around 50,000 Palestinians who are no longer with us as the rough estimate, the very rough, that could be a lot higher. And if memory serves, I think the Jewish totals actually estimate that it's higher because we don't know how many bodies are in the rubble. There's easy to find films of people trying to rescue family members from the rubble, dude. That morning, they were having as normal life as you can under siege. And next thing you know, the 7-year-old kid is trying to dig for their dad. But keep telling yourself you're the good guy, Kent, and keep telling me you're aligned with the good side. I don't think the people in Israel are having too much of a problem beyond the occasional hypersonic missile strike that gets through the Iron Dome. And while I used to really, really hate any attack done against Israel, they've kind of lost my sympathy, and I still hope innocent people aren't injured. But if Netanyahu takes one to the face, I won't shed a tear.
1 year after Hamas October attack, here's how the region has changed. And what's Israel going to do? Well, they're going to go after Hamas. Hamas goes in there and hides behind civilians, and civilians get killed. Israel's trying hard not to. But Hamas is using them for shield.
Yeah, Kent. They're trying hard not to. Yeah, ask the medics who are finding kids with goddamn precision shots to the head. How about the journalists who have been killed by Israeli soldiers? How about Kent? How about the Israelis who have been escaping from captivity, who have been shot by IDF soldiers on multiple occasions, waving white flags, shouting in Hebrew, we're Israeli, don't shoot, and getting taken down. How about that, Kent? How about that? They don't even care if they're killing their own people. They're fucking monsters. Let me tell you a story back in about 2008. There's a guy with a hop on Omegle. A little hook up with random people. That sounds a little too fun. Connect you to random people. You chatting with a dude. Turns out he was Israeli. He was about to go into the IDF. This is again 2008, so many, many years ago. He was a real cool guy. Then he went to the IDF and we stopped talking. I hope he's okay. I hope he's not a part of this. I hope he had the opportunity to go somewhere else. He seemed like a reasonable enough guy, but we never got into discussing the conflict because at that time, while I was still a young adult, I was stupid as hell about this stuff. Remember, I didn't really have internet access until way later than the average person did. Mid-2000s range, before I was really online, like regular enough to be like, I can look up things, So, yeah. And I just hope he's still not involved in the IDF and is doing shit like this. He'd be my age, so hopefully not. Fuck you, Kent. I didn't expect to get fucking worked up over this shit. It's a Ken Hovind video. There's a 50-50 chance I'm gonna get worked up. Man, fuck you, Hovind.
You can't blame Israel for that, man. Go.
Yeah, you can, because they are. They're fucking terrorists. They're monsters hiding behind the shadows, the ghosts of previous monsters in history doing the same kinds of things they're doing.
Wipe out Hamas. Do what you got to do. Okay, so a little bit about Abraham's life.
Wipe out Dinosaur Adventureland. Do what you have to do. Don't do that. That's once again more hyperbole. No one take that shit seriously. Christ, we live in a fucking society where I have to add a disclaimer to everything because morons can't fucking tell what's hyperbole, what's exaggeration, what's dark comedy, and what's fucking serious. I fucking hate this place, man.
Tonight, that's it, Joseph.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Any questions or comments?
I provided one. Go fuck yourself. And did I mention go fuck yourself? Because here's what you can do: you can take that little dino statue right there, keep it in the same orientation it is, and just shove it right up your fucking ass, Kent. Just way up there. You know, that son of a bitch needs to be tickling your tonsils when you're done. And then after that, take whatever the fuck those balls are up there and shove each one in as well. Then your DVD sets and your books, cram those too. If you can get all that up there, between all the feces that fills up every bit of you. You take your chart back there, do the same goddamn thing. Just keep on cramming shit until you're just filled with all of your egocentric bullshit. All this retarded garbage you surround yourself with, the shrine to you. So that way, you can, in this way, you'll metaphorically be fucking yourself like you wish you could do. You wish you could just have a big Ouroboros of your own dick going up your ass constantly because it's all about Hovind. God wants it all about Hovind. I'm going to be sitting right next to him, next to Mormon Jesus and Joseph Smith. There's going to be Hovind in the middle. I'm going to be God. Fucking hell, the sooner dinosaurs like you are extinct, the better. My life will be so much better when you and a certain other individual have kicked the bucket. In fact, I should say several other individuals who shall remain nameless. Can't wait for the FBI to raid your compound, Kent. It'll be wonderful. Just hope they get a reason one day. Hope it turns out just like Waco. I'll laugh.
I'm still trying to find.
But I haven't finished writing a transcript of DVD number 5. Oh no!
Against U.S. age verification bills. Any ideas? I'm not sure what that is. Do you remember, Joseph?
No, Hovind wouldn't have a fucking clue. Because he already has to go to the dark web to look at any of the smut websites he enjoys. Fucking retard.
Age verification. Don't know. Okay.
Yeah, Persians are technically, quote unquote, white. Technically speaking, Iran, the population is primarily Caucasian. Some are Zoroastrian, not Muslim. Yeah, and Persians are not Arabs. Notable, especially in the fact that while it uses the Arabic script in Iran, Persia, Farsi is spoken and not Arabic. And they will very strongly remind you of that. They are not Arab, just like someone from Pakistan is not Indian. They'll let you know.
I have to ask, what do you feel about the Book of Enoch? There are 3 books of Enoch. I think they're interesting reading. They're ancient history.
Yeah, fuck the Vatican. And Ireland is valid to feel that way.
But they're not scripture. And there's actually internal contradictions in the books, and there's certainly contradictions between them and the Bible. Go to avpublications.com. Gail Ripplinger did a great article about all the various spurious books. Did we read that with Joseph about a couple months ago? About the Book of Enoch? We didn't do. It's on our show. Okay. I got them right here if you want to read the books of Enoch, but interesting reading, not scripture. Okay, Saint Mikey. Whoa. Saint Mikey the retarded.
I didn't see that, Doc.
Yeah, you've had his things a few times. These guys have no fucking memory. My lack of a short-term memory having ass can remember more than these motherfuckers.
No comment. Let's see. Can't hope all is well and God bless you. Quick question. In your opinion, what was the point of Satan tempting Jesus, God in the flesh, with the things of the world? Satan wants to be God. And
No, just Hovind. Hovind wants to be God. Therefore, actually, yeah. Okay, let's follow some logic here, Kent. You can agree with this logic. Satan wants to be God. Hovind wants to be God. Therefore, Hovind is Satan. There we go. Problem solved.
God created him perfect, but he had to give him freedom of choice. See, we've got freedom of choice.
Except he didn't. Y'all just add that in there as if it's a de facto.
Animals don't seem to, okay? We can choose. You don't want to serve God. You don't have to right now. So What's the point? I'm sure a lot of commentaries have been written on that. I would guess, Mikey, if you go to pick one of the verses about Satan tempting Jesus in Matthew, Mark, I think it's in 3 Gospels. And anyway, go read Matthew Henry commentary. There's millions of people have commented on these passages, so I won't take time to do all that now. Basically, he wanted to see, he said, I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world if you fall down and worship me. Yeah, didn't work. Okay? Why do evolutionists say we can know the precautions of the earth?
I think you meant preconditions.
Preconditions?
Yeah, like earlier.
Let's see, probably because we can observe how the cosmos actually works and via physics be able to put 2 and 2 together because we know things are going to behave a certain way. Maybe because real science tells us these things.
I don't see how you can know such something what happened 4.2 billion years ago.
I don't see how you can know that Bible is at all accurate, because it fucking isn't. But you say it is. Fucking stupid-ass logic. Oh, you can't use logic and inferences to determine history, but this book says a thing, and I believe the fuck out of that.
They're making up a story. It's all it is. It's imagination.
The Bible, they're making up a story. That's all it is. Imagination.
SpongeBob. Just imagine.
SpongeBob's a Christian.
The whole world fit in a dot smaller than an atom. I can't imagine.
Just imagine some immortal space wizard made a dirt man and a rib woman. And after they popped out kids, those kids had to fuck their brothers and sisters to make more kids. There's a lot of this going on in that story, Kent.
Man, you realize that dot weighed as much as all the stars and all the planets combined?
Does energy have weight, Kent? How would it have weight if there's no gravity at the point? The fundamental forces were unified. Also, even if true, if one could describe things as that, it wouldn't matter. That's the nature of a singularity.
That was a heavy dot. Yeah. The whole theory is stupid. Stupid. Tell him I said so. Okay?
The whole Bible is stupid. Tell him I said so. Oh, wait. I have your actual number. I could just text you, hey, Kent, the Bible is stupid. But I'm not that much of an asshole. I am some jerk on the internet. I didn't say I'm some fucking asshole on the internet.
If they disagree, call in for a debate. I'm looking for opponents. I can't find any more, Joseph. You know, here.
Mike the Texan blocked us on X.
He's bringing out his fucking chicken toy.
Do I know?
Mike the Texan blocked you on X instead of booking a debate. He just went ahead and blocked.
Oh, Mike the Texan blocked us?
Yeah.
The one I got on last night?
Yes, sir.
Mike? I didn't know Texans did this too.
Oh, man. We must have missed something good with last night's stuff. Whatever. Can't playing big man games on the internet. Ooh, I'm Kurt Hovind. Someone blocked me. That means I'm winning.
Here's another one.
Brave man, Mike. Okay, Missy. Have you read the book of Adam and Eve? No. I'm Larry. What's your all these? There's a lot of spurious books that are written claiming to be, inspired scripture. Be very cautious. Go to avpublications.com for much more on that. Okay. How does Enoch not fit? Speaks of fallen angels with the entire reason for the flood. Kind of confusing to me. Well,
all of that'll make sense if our friend Jordan Coombs here. Jordan Coombs. Okay, no comment. If you would just buy the Book of Chris, now available for $99.95 at your local Borders.
there may be some truth in those books, but be cautious. They're not scripture, and they have some internal contradictions. And I think they were written purposely to try to introduce some teaching that is not scriptural. But again, I defer you to avpublications.com on that. Gail Ripplinger.
Yeah, let's be very clear. Eve was 100% trans. Just period.
Let's see, Rut G. Their worm that dieth not, from Mark. The golden deep sea worm. Interesting. That's true. They never die. They split in half and keep growing or something. Referring to a part of the human body. I don't know. Because I never worried about that. Got an opinion, Joseph?
No, not about that. No, sir.
Okay.
Never heard of that golden word.
You figure it out. You do a YouTube on it.
I'm going to do a YouTube.
There are scriptures. All right, man. In Matthew, people used for the rapture question, how did Matthew know about Revelation, the mystery that was given to Paul? Well, Jesus told him in Matthew 24, got it right here on the back of this chart. This is the small version of the big one behind me. You can get them. Did we get those in, Bobby?
Always has to mention you can buy them.
Joseph, your wife ordered them.
I think they just got a handful in.
Yeah, we have it.
We got some in. Okay, so if you want this, we ran out with all the orders from the George Schenko show. Okay, upside down. In Matthew 24 and Mark 13 and Luke 21, here they are right here. The disciples asked him, Lord, when are you coming and what's the sign? When are you coming?
Oh, you'll know.
What's the sign? When are you coming? What's the sign? He describes the tribulation in great detail. Then he says down here at the bottom, I'm coming.
When Jesus does come, you have to say Oni-chan, right as he does. Otherwise, he doesn't have a good time.
Coming after the tribulation when the sun and the moon go dark. And he talks about right here. Let's see. The stars shall fall from heaven. The powers of the heaven shall be shaken. Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet and gather together his elect. I mean, it talked about it in Matthew and Mark and Luke. So when it was rewritten again.
I've never written John. John didn't have any of that shit. I ain't got time for that.
In 1 Thessalonians, and Paul wrote it, it wasn't anything new. See, there's always two or three scriptures on a topic. If it's something of importance, the mouth of two or three witnesses, let every word be established. Okay, David, what do you think about Cush being the one that brought forth the rebellion, Nimrod? I don't know any way to tell that for sure. That's the most common.
Nimrod got a shout out.
Commonly taught theory. But if the Bible isn't dogmatic, I'd be cautious about making a dogmatic stand. You're probably right, but I don't see how to prove it from Scripture. Okay, crybaby. Oh, good. Is that the same crybaby, Marvin?
I don't think so.
And maybe he's finally revealing his last name. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Hovind obsessed with fucking doxing people.
After sight. Oh, no, I shouldn't have done that. We're not going to come after you, okay? What are your thoughts on Antichrist being able to call down fire from heaven? That's a good question. Don't know. Getting tough questions tonight, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Missy, you think of the three-eye Atlas?
Jesus fucking Christ. You people are fucking retarded.
Would be wormwood in Revelation. Three-eye Atlas, what is that?
Is that meteor that's out?
Kent doesn't pay attention to real science, apparently. Also, Joseph, it's not a meteor. It would be a meteorite because it would be in space, but it's not a meteor. It is a comet. It's an extrasolar comet. You fucking moron.
Out there?
Oh, that's right.
A meteor, memory serves, is specifically meteoroid would be it. Meteorite is when it lands on Earth. Meteor is the specific point when it's flying into the atmosphere. So things are meteors for a very short time, if they ever become that.
It's going away now, yeah.
I don't know. That's Billy's jam. I don't know anything about
Talk to Billy. He lives here. Any link to Ishmael in the current day Islam as a whole? Well, Islam is a religion. The Arabs are a nationality, okay?
The Arabs are a nationality. I mean, there is a call for an Arab nation. Who was that guy, by the way, who wanted to do a Pan-African Union that was heavily focused on the Muslim portion of, what was it? Oh, yeah, Gaddafi. I just wanted to bring that up. Wow, it's so horrible. Yeah, he wanted to unify people. Real horrible. Not like our Cheeto in chief. What was I saying? Castro was a hero. No, not that. What else? Stalin killed more Nazis than anybody else. Wait, no, not that either. Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah. quote unquote Arabs are an ethnicity, Kent, and a broad culture which ties into ethnicity. It's not just necessarily genetic lineage explicitly, as it also is other things. Because, being American doesn't necessarily mean any given ethnic background. It's kind of a hodgepodge because we're a big melting pot, or at least we were supposed to be. But it's not a nationality, you fucking moron. Uneducated mom fucking prick.
Just like I'm Norwegian and many Norwegians are Lutheran. That doesn't, there's no connection. Just most of them have.
No, Norway is a nation. You fucking retard. Can I say it any more times this stream? Because I don't care this time around, Kent. Because I fight fire with fire in this case. You need the dunce cap, Kent. Because you're a fucking mongoloid shit stain on the universe. There. Am I using enough out of date offensive slurs for you? The ones that I will allow myself to say? Because you've really pissed me off today. You've really pissed me off. And it's funny because not an hour before this was recorded, I was calling you and left a nice voicemail. You got me saying shit I just don't normally say, Kent.
To be. Most Italians are Catholic, etc. So Arabs is the Ishmaelites are today the modern Arab nations, some of which are Christian, some of which are Muslim, most of which are Muslim. So I don't know it's necessarily a complete correlation there. Okay. Oh, what's the biblical definition of mystery? I guess something you don't know. I don't know. There you go. Yeah. If you get a Webster's 1828 dictionary, I've got one here someplace. You can get it online. They show what it's more accurate what the Bible definitions mean. Bible words meant back then. Okay. First mention of mystery is in Colossians. Let's see. Gentiles' plan of salvation. Oh, it was a mystery how God's going to save his people. God came down himself, said, I'll just do it for you, and died on the cross. So that was the great mystery that was kind of hidden to the Old Testament people. Okay. What is your opinion?
Oh, my fucking God. Once again, showing that these flying shit-fuck monkeys that Hovind has, one, don't pay attention to his stupid-ass streams. They probably barely watch them. I mean, his viewership probably plummets halfway through. And two, they're fucking stupid.
Flat Earth. Real bad. Kansas is flat, most of it. The rest of the world is round. Okay. I think it's a great distraction, and it makes Christians who believe it look stupid.
Oh, don't worry. You look stupid without believing it, because you are.
Sorry to hear about that, I guess. Jesus sitting next to the right hand of God. Yeah, all that stuff about the physical.
No, it's going to be Hovind sitting at the right hand of God.
Body of Jesus Christ and the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. The Bible teaches it's true. Do I have to understand it? I'm trying. I don't see.
Try harder because you don't understand anything.
I have you have a brain. You can think about things. You can also think about what you're thinking about and pass judgment on that thought and say that.
Yeah, metacognition is pretty wild. It's kind of like the power on self-test of a computer. That, it literally checks itself out before it starts doing things, but it has to do things to check itself out. It's just kind of bootstrap paradox as well, but metacognition is kind of the in real time bootstrap paradox, but hasn't gone as far as being grandfather paradox like John Connor and Kyle Reese. Which I am of the opinion that the original John Connor that actually sent Kyle Reese back in 1984 was not the son of Kyle Reese, but that the later John Connor we see in T2 is, in that Sarah Connor was already pregnant before their little one night in Bangkok. And she just didn't know it yet.
That was a bad thought or that was a good thought. Do you have two brains? At the same time, your brain is doing unconscious things, healing, digestion, etc., which you can't think about. You can't speed it up, digest that hamburger faster. So the brain is a rough example of maybe a trinity. So is space.
No. Space? What?
Length, width, height.
Height. It's height, dumbass. Also, space and time are unified. It's space-time, and us existing in a three-dimensional space really doesn't work because it's sort of 3.5 because we kind of have a one-way flow through time. But you can't wrap your head around that because you can barely wrap your head around the idea of the world being older than your magical fairy tale says it is.
One thing called space, but it's three dimensions to it. Michael, let's see. What's the origin of Melchizedek? I always wanted to understand more about him. Melchizedek just kind of shows up in the Old Testament, and and Abraham paid tithes to him. I think it was Jesus Christ come in the flesh. He came many times before he came down to die on the cross. It's called a Christophany. Sarah, I met you 32 years ago at Upper Bucks Christian School. Love your videos. Well, thank you. Good to meet you.
Wow, you've been stupid for over 3 decades.
Sarah, come on down and see our place here. It's amazing.
What's your opinion on numerology and the meaning of numbers in Scripture?
Numerology in this.
Do people quit asking him these fucking questions? God, ask him something that's new.
Scripture is a fascinating study. You got to be careful chasing the rabbit too far down the trail, but it'll blow your mind. The numbers in the Bible, not just the book of Numbers. I mean, the numerology. I highly recommend you look into that. That's it. Yeah. Okay, tomorrow night, Whack an Atheist, if I get back in time. I've got to go to Montgomery and talk to some politicians up there and lawyers. And if I'm not back, Joseph, be ready to play a moldy oldie?
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Go to hell, Kent. Go to hell. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have closed that. Let me go back real quick. We're going to see what he actually did if he did stream. They're live. Really, Alucard? Hang on, I'm trying to bring it up.
Lights in the firmament. And he
Alucard, who just wanted in my room, now wants out.
made the sun, moon, and stars. Okay. Then Paul said he was caught up to the third heaven. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. The heavens, plural, declare the glory of God. See, now there's heavens, but in verse 1, it's heaven singular.
Oh, shut up, Kent. Who was he whacking off anyway?
Subscribe to their channel, Lost World Museum.
Was it anyone of importance?
Got me started.
Wow, he's not doing shit of importance. Okay. Well, that was a thing of all time. Well, through Paul's obnoxious letter, you can see the early churches were a shit show. Yep. All right. So that's about that. I said some pretty offensive shit here. I apologize on that. Hovind pissed me off to the point where all civility is lost. Yeah. I'm tired, boss. Fuck this guy. I regret helping him out by fixing his Wikipedia page. Yeah. Just fuck him. Yeah, y'all, however, are awesome. So as always, much love. Hit the like button if you hadn't already. Do all the YouTube shit that it likes. Share it with a friend. Share it with Share. Share won't care. But spread it everywhere. And I'll be in the Discord. I'm going to fire up Guild Wars and do some stuff before I go to sleep. Hope everyone has an awesome day, night, whatever. And I guess we'll catch you tomorrow to cover that Whack an Atheist. Unless I decide I just don't feel like it tomorrow. I may make tomorrow an off day. But we'll see. Anyway, as I said, y'all are awesome. Keep it offensive, fuck Kent, and then go get some rest. Even Alucard is telling Hovind, you're a fucking moron. Yes. And yeah, sharing is caring. Baby kitty, what's her name? Yeah, no, it's not a baby kitty. That's a full grown ass man cat right there. That's Alucard, one of the two rescues. Where if you go back to like October of last year's streams, I mentioned a cat named Kit, and I eventually got her kittens. Now Kit ran away actually the day I had to go to court for my for some debt issues that I'm pleased to announce our that last payment has been made. So I have paid off a massive debt. So that's fucking awesome. Um, some of y'all have helped incredibly on that. Don't think I don't recognize it. But that's semi besides the point. Kit, her kittens were good. She ran out. She wanted to go be little Miss Street Ho again. So good for her. So now Alucard, who was once named Dwayne until I realized she was a boy, and the younger sister Cormier, yes, Guild Wars reference, are my two newer cats. I still have, of course, Mimi, my older cat, who y'all did well, no, she's not in here now. She you could hear her on a previous stream. And Genbu's sister, my cat who died a few months back, like half a year ago, Genbu's sister Kiki is still here. You can tell she's just kind of tired of living. So I don't expect her to last too long, sadly. But yeah, that's my four kitties. It was three, then it became two. Well, actually, then it became like six, and then it became four. It is weird. Shit's weird. Um, but yeah, Alucard is extremely vocal. Cormier not so vocal, which matches when I found them because I was walking Kit through the apartment with I had a little ribbon on her. I still got the photos in my phone. Um, and was walking with her. Like it was almost like a scary, like a trained dog kind of thing. It was impressive, but she's like she hadn't seen the kittens for a few days, and she was, her memory glands were getting hard. Getting the milk overflow, and it's like, okay, we got to do something about those kittens. She, like it's been a couple of days. It was working, so I go and take her and hunt around for the kitties, and she hears this meow coming from under a truck, and she immediately just recognizes it and runs to it. And so that's one cat. And then I look around. I'm like, there's supposed to be three from what I heard. I look around and I find one more under a grill nearby. I'm like, well, there's the second. Don't see a third. Get them in a box and bring them on over. And that's how I got Alucard and Cormier. And do not tell me Alucard is wanting in again. I see y'all can hear that. That's Alucard outside of my door wanting in again. I hate these fuckers, man. God damn. All right. Come on, Alucard. Come on, dude. Come on. Don't look at me like that. Just come on. Don't make love to the door. Oh my god. This cat is fucking with me. This cat is straight up fucking with me. He just looked at me, rubs his face against the door, and then backs up. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, shit. Sharing is caring. Yeah. Shake your heart. Caramare. We know you're a good person, Chris, when the cats need you. Baby's 18 years old. Nice. I have a feeling Mimi is gonna stick around forever. That cat is just something else. Yeah, animals tend to love me. And when I'm not stressed by other factors, I'm pretty great with them, but I'm pushed way too thin for way too long through my entire life. Hoping very soon I'll have a situation to really be able to relax again. But yeah. All right, that's enough post amble for the show, if that's such a thing. Thanks again for watching, bearing with me. Um, yeah, it is what it is. Fuck Hovind. I said what I said. I said the words for a reason. I'm still a better human than him in every way, shape, or form and form possible. And yeah, that's about that. Sounded like an I'm bored meow. uh, yeah, that was cool. That was Alucard just being like, "What up?" But yeah, I don't know. These cats are fucking crazy. I'm Yeah, intro and outro. I'm working on ideas. But yeah, fuck it. I'm out of here.